Hi, my friend Marlene moved to New Orleans with her partner Jill, and the two of them want to know how to make meatballs. So today's the day I'm going to teach them how to make a mix for meatballs. This is 2 pounds of ground meat. I had it done at my butcher. It's 1.5 pounds of beef, a half a pound of pork. That's the mix I like. You can do 3/4 pounds and a quarter pound. It's your flavor, whatever you want. I don't like veal, so I don't put veal in mine. It tends to make it a little softer, so people like that. I just don't like the flavor of veal. Certain things, okay. Give me a good ossobuco, I'm good. Okay, so now, first thing you always want to do, ground beef needs salt. Don't let it kid you, okay? And you need black pepper. Your basics, always. And it's 1 egg per pound. So I'm just going to use 2 eggs. I got 2 eggs here. And I'm using about 3 cloves of garlic. Really chopped nice, because you don't want to get big chunks in your mouth. So I got about 3 cloves per pound. So we're using 6 cloves of garlic. Okay. And then, of course, parsley. You know by now I love parsley. You're going to need breadcrumbs. I'm going to say 1, 2, and then you'll feel them. And if they feel too loose, which they shouldn't, and then you need cheese. If I don't put a lot of cheese, all I do is hear Maria saying, "Did you put enough cheese?" I don't smell the cheese. So I learned to put a lot of cheese. But that's up to you. If you don't like cheese, you don't even have to put it, but it needs it. Okay, so I'm going to get some gloves, and I'm going to mix this. So then I'm going to show you how we're going to roll them. And also, if you want, my mother, what she did was, she always used bread. She would get like the day-old bread, cut it into little cubes, and soak it. And she would soak it in either milk or water. I don't know why she changed from one to the other. Maybe she didn't have milk on hand. I don't know. But you could see how beautiful. Look at that. Come on. And you could see it's going to hold together nice. So we have enough breadcrumbs. I just use the breadcrumbs because I feel like the bread, it just makes it a little too soggy for me to meatball. I don't like it. I like a firmer meatball. Okay, so now, mix beautifully. You could do 2 things. You can either use your hands and judge the size you want. You know, just give them a nice roll. Some people wet their hands in between, and that gives them a good roll. I don't like to. I like to just do it like this. Or you can use like a scoop. You can make them any size you want. Sometimes I make them small, sometimes I make them big. So Marlene, I hope you're getting this, okay? Now, and I want to know how they come out when you make them. I asked her if she wanted me to make a gravy, but she said no, she can make the sauce. So you can see, look, you get the feel, and you basically get them all the same size, okay? My friend Jimmy, oh my God, he made the biggest meatballs I ever saw in my life. They were like this big. It was like a meal. I don't even know where he got room in the pot for the sauce. So I'm going to finish rolling these, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how we fry them. Okay, so what I did here was I laid them out on a sheet pan. You can see this made 12, this amount, 2 pounds. So if you wanted to get 14, make them a little smaller, but you can judge by this how many meatballs you want to make. So I guess another pan will give you another 6, so, you know. So one thing we're going to do, we're going to pick them up. And I fry in vegetable oil because they take a while to fry and you don't want the oil to get too hot. Olive and extra virgin get too hot, okay? So we're going to put them in. And we can see the oil's hot enough, okay? There. Okay, so you want a fair amount of oil. You're not deep frying, but in a sense you are, okay? If these were flat like burgers, you'd be deep frying. And we're going to save that half to lay them out. And you want to be really careful when you're putting them in, because you don't want to get burnt. And you don't want to overcrowd them because they won't brown as beautifully. Careful when you lay them down. And the best part about making meatballs is eating them right out of the frying pan. Now, a lot of my friends, what they do, they bake their meatballs now, but I still like them fried. It doesn't matter, you're not going to lose flavor, it's just the way I was brought up, it's just what I like. You can just put them in the oven, you know, and probably like 350. I've never even baked them, not even with the restaurant. I've fried, I don't know how many meatballs and I had to make them. And people would ask for them. So that's about enough in there. And you need a spoon if you want to turn them. You don't want to turn them until you start to see they form a crust. Otherwise, they're going to break apart, okay? So, I'm going to finish frying these. I'm probably going to steal one, and then I'll come back and show you the rest of them when they're done. Okay, so here's the beautiful fried meatballs. They're not finished on the inside because you're going to finish them in the gravy. If you're making just a tomato sauce, do your garlic, your tomato, let it cook about 20 minutes, and then put these in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's going to cook. You don't need to cook it for hours because it's only a meatball. You're not going to draw flavor out like you would if you sauteed the meat at the beginning and all that. And I didn't steal one yet, but there's always one in here that's like a little bit odd, like this one. Look at the last one. That's the one I'm going to eat. So now what you want to do, at this point, what I'm going to do with these meatballs, I get one of the gallon freezer bags, and I freeze them in the bag. So you can have them. You want to make a little sauce for yourself. You want to make a meatball sandwich with some gravy that you got left over. You can take them out 2 at a time, 3 at a time. They stay nice and separated. But you can freeze them, and they're going to last in the refrigerator a month, I'd say. You know, as long as you don't get them, you know, any freezer bite in there. Wrap them nice, okay? So if you like the video, please share it. If you make the recipe, please tell me how you like it. Marlene and Jill, be safe out there in New Orleans, and everybody be safe, and I hope you like this. Enjoy.